Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation, and our Paws On Manga segment.
And today we're covering the manga adaptation of Toradora.
Now this series was originally a light novel and later turned into anime, but we actually never knew there was a manga that adapted the light novel.
Yes, before the anime. And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, click notification buttons on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Absolutely. And I can't believe it took us this long to actually talk about this manga as much as we love it.
Right. And we didn't know that there was even a manga to begin with. So we learned it was actually a light novel first, not a manga. And the manga came, looks like either before or during the anime, so they had two ways of viewing it. And there is a difference between this and when you watch the anime. There's some things in there that wasn't in the show, and the reason why is like it wanted to adapt more accurately, in their opinion, of the light novel, like just turning what was written into visuals. Because the anime, has to cut some things down, or you don't get a full grasp of what's going on in their minds because they got to keep going. So this one was definitely a different take.
Right. And in case you're not familiar with Toradora, it's a RomCom slice of life manga. It has 11 volumes to date.
Yes.
And it's written by Yuyuko Takamiya. It originally started running, I should say, in July of 2007, and it's still running.
Yes, because they put out one volume a year of the manga. So it's taken eternity for this adaptation to end because one book comes out a year.
And if you've listened to our podcast or you visit our channels on Twitter, now known as X, you know that we love Taiga Aisaka and Ryuji Takasu. They're the main characters.
Right.
And they're just absolutely lovable. You can't not love them. Ryuji is like a perfect guy. And Taiga is lucky she got him. And then vice versa. Tiger is with all her craziness,
right,
she's lovable, and Ryuji's lucky he's got her.
Right.
So.
And there's also a bit of a different vibe with the manga that you get from the anime if you've seen the anime first. The light novel, we only read one volume so far because it's the only one our library has. And it actually was a great read, and we could see why this became so loved and got turned into an anime. And it, like I said, gives you more insight what the characters are thinking and more of showing how much time has passed with the characters spending with each other rather than just kind of spinning through it in the anime. And for the manga, it does its best to try to capture that as well while showing things that the anime doesn't have. And on one hand, they did a pretty great job of adapting that. On the other hand, it feels really off because if you watch the anime first, you're probably so used to that. Yeah, they do change some things around in here. And two of the biggest things in there is, first, the designs of the characters. Taiga looks about the same. I guess she looks even more like a kid.
About 5.
Yeah, she looks more like a kid, which confused people who never seen Toradora and they thought it was something inappropriate. And then Ryuji looks so different that people end up wanting this version of his design more than the anime because he was hotter, I guess. It was like, why are you putting him through this?
And the mom also looked different and behaved differently in the manga.
Yeah.
She was more childish in the manga, and if you've read the manga or seen the anime, she had him as a teenager.
Right.
So literally they were growing up together as he was growing. And in the manga, she's always falls asleep with her butt in the head, holds her up, she whines, she complains, he cooks for her. But she really, really loves him, and he loves her, and it's really, really sweet. She's just not mature because, again, she had him as a teen. From what we understand, she left home.
Yeah.
And so she reared him on her own. So she's still in her 30s growing up,
right,
trying to be an adult. But you like their relationship because, again, they love each other. But in the manga, she's more childish, and she's always, it's fan service.
Yeah, lots of it.
She's got a manga body, and literally she's always in her underwear.
Robust. She's robust, basically. Yeah.
Everywhere. And usually has on her underwear, and he covers her up
constantly.
Yeah, so it's actually funny.
Right.
It's not where you're like, oh my gosh, why is this in here? You laugh because he's like, she falls asleep, butt in the air. He covers her up, and when he comes home, he wants her to cover up. Now the bird, however, never wants her to cover up in the manga or the anime.
He's like, oh, that's okay. It's like, oh, you can say that clearly. So the way that this progresses, it adapts maybe a couple episodes per book, and it extends how long the events happen. And the characters in here are a little more, they have a little more sharp tongue in here. Like, they don't hold back as much as they do in the anime. Like, Taiga says some more drastic things and calls, Ami the Chihuahua. Ryuji has sass in here. He's got a little more of a temper. And it starts to come up so much, it's like, well, he wasn't this angry in the anime. I guess they wanted to tone that down. A lot more craziness does happen in the manga that it almost seems like it's a bit much because you're used to it being balanced in the other one. And here's like they were going pretty nuts, having no censors, having more innuendos. It was a lot more stuff in it that they left out.
And also, what might explain is you have a different writer, Mari Okada, is the writer for the anime, and it's directed by someone else, Tatsuki Nago. So that might be why it has a whole different tone,
Right.
Because it's not for Arthur overseeing it.
Right. And another thing that's different is that if this is your first time seeing or reading anything about Toradora, they make it clear that Taiga's in love with Ryuji, even though it's too soon. They kind of have it a lot sooner in the manga rather than having it towards the end, like in the anime. So they kind of speed up the progress in here. Like you've seen the anime how it is. It's 24 episodes, and here 25. They kind of go a little more rapid fire in here, so they can get through a whole lot of episodes in each manga volume. Like at this point, it might be over because, like I said, there's one volume a year they might have finished. Because the last one we had read at that time was when they were doing the Christmas episodes, and we really wanted to see how they would adapt that since that's one of the most beloved anime episodes ever.
So, and there is an OVA that came out in 2011, but I haven't seen it available anywhere.
Yeah, me either.
So very quickly, as you mentioned, it's a rom-com, and Ryuji is seen as this really scary guy because of his eyes, but we don't see it.
Right.
And all the other students say he's scary and run away from him.
He's scary eyes. Yeah.
And they end up running to each other on the stairs, I think, in the not the hall, but going
in the
up
hall.
stairs.
Yeah, you're right, in the hall.
And that's how their relationship ends up coming together. She keeps calling him a dog
mutt, and hers the chihuahua. Like, what's with you and dogs? And as you said, the progress is different here, but as long as you understand, like you said, it's a different writer, and they're having it develop a little differently, but the end result is going to be the same. As long as you know that you're going to be fine going into it, it's still a fun read. You might be a little thrown off by how more intense it is, but it's still enjoyable to read. You just have to deal with waiting forever for each volume.
And along with Kinemura,
who's a lot more crazy in here when he had his breakdown, yeah.
And Minoran and Ami.
Yes.
That's the little core group that appears in the manga as well as the anime.
Right.
But if you haven't seen it and you love rom-coms, it's really fun. You should give it a try. You can probably find it at your local library. All the volumes are available to purchase on Amazon, but they are kind of costly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to invest, it's worth it. They are excellent read.
Yes.
And the anime, of course, we absolutely recommend it. I actually found the manga on the shelf.
Yes.
Read the first volume, and I said, we've got to see if this is available. Because it had mentioned in there something about Netflix.
Right.
Anime, and then
yeah, that's how you first found out about it.
And
sure
this time
is.
it was on Netflix.
Right.
So read the manga. If you've already read it, let us know what you think in the comments below. Did you love it? Was it meh? How do you think it stacks up against other rom-coms like Ouran High School Host Club, Maid Sama, and Nozaki-ko.
You're right.
Let us know what you think in the comments.
And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and music videos of your favorite anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you so much. Hope you're having an awesome day, and if you want us to check out your channel, let us know in the comments below.
So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting flashing lights.